94XO, it's Moni XO. I'm here at Shock City Studios about to sit with Reace Yung. Stay tuned. You're watching 94XO. So, what inspired Heart of Lou?
Um, honestly, Heart of Lou was my first mixtape that I ever released back in 2005, and no one cared.
Mm.
No one cared at all. So, given that I've been going through so many different trials and tribulations with bouncing from St. Louis to mid Missouri,
Yeah.
back to St. Louis, all these years, um, I've decided to reintroduce myself by bringing my original body of work and presenting it just in more of an original form because it was once a mixtape. 2005 was mixtape days. And I just turned it into an album, bought all original tracks, and, kept that same formula and, tried to recreate it the best way I could.
Yeah. So, you talked about trials and tribulations. So, how has that journey been with all the different challenges that you have went through just as a musician, period?
It's been tough. It's been tough. A lot of people really don't value the craft for real.
Yeah.
And a lot of people really don't value nothing but the money. In this game, money is more so placed on a high value more so than the respect and the craft sometimes. And it's been a little journey, but I'm here.
You here?
I'm here.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about the production behind the rebrand of Heart of Lou. How has that been?
Oh, the production is magnificent. I got a lot of guys on it. I got Jesus, so
Say, go ahead,
it's
list
an
them.
extensive list. I got Fruity Loop King on there. I got Matthew Thurman on there. These are mostly St. Louis natives. I have Vintage Vibes on there. I have Jesus Christ, my boy Mike Miz. I got a lot of guys on there. I got a lot, and I wanted it to be a nice. I wanted it to be, I wanted St. Louis to be more so in a positive light this time.
Yeah.
And
sure.
I wanted people to know that as St. Louis natives, we can come together as a collective and actually do it. You know what I'm saying? And there not be any problems. And that's why I wanted it to be like close niche like that. Because I work with so many different versatile guys, like my bread and butter guy, he's Black Grits, he's from Memphis. He's not a Missouri guy. Jason Nada, Chicago. My team persists more so of surrounding areas more so than St. Louis.
Yeah.
But I still wanted it to all come together, right?
Yeah. Now, for you being a musician, being an artist, like how have you felt about your growth from when you first started up until now, seeing like how far you've came?
It's been a journey. It's been a journey from being 17 years old, taking music serious at 17 years old, because I started making music at 13, but I was really shy here, and coming to our music store and seeing a bunch of big acts in the 90s come to our music store signing their albums and stuff like that. It was a big thing. It was very inspiring. And I had a chance to really sit back and see what I wanted to be for the city.
Yeah.
And I sat back and, tweaked myself a little bit and approached what I know to approach then. I didn't really have much success in St. Louis at all. I didn't have a lot of success because I was always lyrical, and my city really didn't really take to that. I remember people slinging my CDs like frisbees, you know what I mean? But I went to college, and once I went to college, that's when I built my fan base, and I had the chance to control it.
Yeah.
If that answers your question.
Yeah. Now, how you say that St. Louis isn't lyrical? How do you feel about that same mindset now in 2021? Do you still feel that it's the same way, or do you think it's changed here?
We have a few oddballs. We have a few oddballs that go against the grain. That stand for more so hip hop than more so than just dance pop music and whatever. We have a conglomerate of all things here. With a mixing pot here in the middle. But
Yeah.
we changing. it's still, it's not the same.
I say you part of the change, right?
Of course. We definitely aren't the same as 15 years ago, to be honest. And not to sound old or dated, but we definitely have been implementing changes.
Yeah, for sure. So what are some things with Heart of Lou that you can kind of open up to me about with what we're looking forward to?
The overall landscape is just different. You know, it's the effort and the music is none other that has ever been heard in the city ever in history. You know, and as far as how it sounds put together as a whole, it's just grand. You know, and I had a chance to sit back. Being away, I have a chance to sit back and watch everything. You know, like, oh, what's this? What's this? What's this? What's hot? Oh, this is what we like. This is what we doing in the city now. Okay, cool, whatever. But I had a chance to really sit back and strategically place everything where I wanted to be placed at. You know, and it's big.
Yeah.
Sounds different.
Yeah. Now tell me too, like, how important is it for you or just any musician period to have a foundation and have a good team behind them when it comes to releasing new projects and releasing, you know, visuals and whatnot?
That's very important, especially in today's time, because we're in that content generation now. You know, and if you have a team behind you, it makes the job a lot easier. You know, and sometimes guys are one-man bands.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes guys are literally that, but it's very much more important to have a team because it makes more things move a lot more smoothly.
For
you know,
sure.
Because then the artist will be able to focus on his creativity more so than just, all right, let me stop and work the cameras.
I say you gotta work the camera, work the social media. Yeah.
And if you got a team that handles all of that for you, which I don't, I'm building that. You know, I got my video people, my photography people, you know, my recording and audio people. That's pretty much all I need. I run my own social media and stuff like that, even though I need to do a lot better. But, you know, I'm working on it.
I said, I'm glad you're transparent about that, though, and not, you know, trying to, like, in a sense, hide everything, because a lot of people kind of assume already that artists, like, have this team and, you know, have all these types of money and stuff like that to do that. But in reality, they don't. Independent artists, they have to build. And I think seeing and listening to your story, and for, you know, your fans that know your background, seeing like the growth and how far you've came so far, you know, in a sense by yourself, to where now it's like, oh, okay, I got a foundation, I got my brand in order. I'm about to do this. I'm about to release this album, and, you know, all the people that have been supporting me over the years, it's really going to make a difference and an impact, you know, for the city. So, yeah, I'm super excited for you. What have been some of your favorite experiences over the years?
Traveling. Always.
Where you go?
New York City.
Where do I need to go?
New York City, LA, ATL. I mean, traveling has always been the threshold that uplifts a lot of things. You know, the gateway to uplift everything, traveling.
Okay.
You know, getting up and getting out of here, because out of town they call us the flyover state. I mean, they fly over us to get to where we going, so get to where they going. So at the end of the day, you know, traveling is a very big staple for me.
Okay, and you say traveling, so how do you feel about leaving the Lou?
I always leave.
I mean, like leaving, like for good, like, or Missouri, period.
You know,
the Midwest.
You know, to elaborate on that, I could have left a long time ago. You know, and my boy Black Rich actually stopped me from being homeless in New York City one time. You know what I mean? Back in, like, I'd say maybe 2012, if I'm not mistaken. Like, I lost my job at my school, so I was just like, I ain't working no more, so might as well bounce. I mean, but I didn't do it. So I didn't want to be one of those artists that feel that they needed to leave Missouri to be hot in another place, because that's a story a lot of places, and that's the story for a lot of artists here.
Yeah.
You know, and I wanted to go against the grain and just, you know, still be here. Like, when I leave, the whole state gonna know. Missouri gonna know that Reace Yung is our golden boy. That's my whole thing. You know, as long as I'll leave when they know that I'm the golden boy here.
Okay, that's it. So what keeps you motivated?
My producers. You know, that's it. Like, that's all I listen to is my producers. You know, recordings that I've done, you know, since I was 15 years old. You know, that's what inspires me. My older records. you know, my stories that I have with my producers, conversations, life experiences, stuff like that.
Okay. So, when are we expecting this album to release? What's the time frame?
Um, given that I'm trying to chart on the Billboard with it, I could say within the next 6 months.
Okay. I say we're looking forward to it. You better bring it.
Definitely within the next 6 months. I'm gonna be dropping some other gems within the time, just to keep everybody fed, you know, because we've been going without some Reace Yung new music for a while.
I'll say your fans are probably waiting. They've been DMing you.
I get
Where's
all types
the
of
new
messages.
music?
I get all types of messages. You know, I don't get no threats yet, but I get a lot of messages.
Okay, well that's good. That's loyalty. I like that. I love it. Now, before we wrap up, and we're going to go into the Closer HR segment, can you let me know where we can find your music, where we can actually buy your previous albums, where we can follow you on social media and all of that?
You can follow me on ReaceYoung.com. You know what I'm saying? All my social medias is at Reace Yung. You know what I'm saying? And all my music is on all streaming platforms. You can buy my records from Apple. I mean, ReaceYoung.com. It's everywhere. It's very easy accessible.
Now, let's go into the Closer HR segment. So what you're going to do, you're going to pull 3 questions from this jar.
3 at once or just?
You can pull 3 at once. Just answer them one at a time. They're super random, so good luck.
All right, you ready? What's the most disturbing thing you've ever witnessed? Oh, somebody being killed.
Oh, wow. I thought he was going to say something funny. Now,
That
man.
was disturbing. Yeah.
Wow.
Are we going to elaborate on that? No?
If you want to, I mean, I'm all here for it. I thought he was going to say something funny.
Well, we from the city, so I've seen a lot of things disturbing. You know what I mean? My grandmother took me to the Chinaman over there, the egg roll kitchen over there on Natural Bridge and Grand. And somebody had I don't know if it was a deal going bad or somebody was having an issue or it was regular static, I don't know. But dude just killed him in a Church's Chicken parking lot in his car as a kid. And so I was like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? But
it's like, what do you
pretty
do?
disturbing. You know?
I was going to say, how is those experiences kind of like impacted your music? If they have, anyway.
It definitely impacted my music. It just, you know, it just made my skin a little thicker, you know, to be honest. You know, being a teacher in a classroom is what impacted my music. You know, to be honest. You want me to go to the next question?
Yeah, go ahead and go to the next one.
Right. What's the most nightmarish creature you can imagine? Nightmarish creature.
They gonna say something crazy.
The most nightmarish creature, yo. Oh no, yeah. Oh no. I ain't never used to have like. I'm lying if I ain't saying I never had nightmares. Nightmarish creature. Let me come back to that.
I'll say, I thought that's interesting because you kind of think of other. Well, at least I do. I think of like horror movies I've watched, and those are the things that pop up in my head.
Do you remember this show that used to come on in the 90s called Unsolved Mysteries?
I remember the show. I don't remember anything from the show though.
The sound. Does anybody remember the soundtrack?
Let's say the recent show I watched is called The Sitter. That's what's been.
See, this some time back, and it was some pretty horrific, gruesome shit happening in that show. That was that type of shit. I used to have nightmares about people getting hung and.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Shit like that.
I
You know
what's going on with these questions you're
like
picking?
straight up, my bad.
Let's say last question.
Last one. Where we at? What's the ugliest living creature you've ever encountered? What's that little thing? The hands look like this. Sloth? Is that what it is? Yeah, I mean, a sloth.
Oh my God.
Sloths
Yes,
are hideous.
sloths are ugly.
Super ugly. I mean, definitely got to be a sloth.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, thank you so much.
And I know a few girls that look like this.
I knew he was going to say, I knew that was coming.
I knew a few ladies that look like sloths.
Oh my goodness.
I'm kidding.
Well, thank you so much, Reace Yung. I
No problem.
appreciate it. I can't wait for the album to release. I'm Moni XO, and we are out. Be easy.
Peace.
It's your girl, Moni XO, and you just finished a 94XO interview. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment to our YouTube channel, and follow us on social media platforms. Be easy.